Blog Talk Radio.
Now it's time for some mind, body, and soul food with host Tanya Parker.
I'm a hungry woman. Feed me like I want to be fed. Yeah, I'm a hungry woman. Feed me like I want to be fed. Well, you can feed my body, but you really gotta feed my head. You know I'm hungry.
Well, hello, and welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul Food. I am your host, Tanya Parker, here to dish up some deliciously delectable, consciousness-raising creations for your mind, body, and soul. First, I would like to thank Gay Adegbalola, who brought us in with Hungry Woman Blues, which always reminds me of a nice little honky-tonk, and I get to move in when I listen to it. And if you ever get a chance to hear her in concert, she's amazing. If you ever get a chance to listen to the entire song or any of her songs or with her former group, Sapphire, the Uppity Blues Women, you will just be truly delighted. So that is Gay Adegbalola, Hungry Woman Blues. And you know, on Mind, Body, and Soul Food, we have the cure for Hungry Woman and Hungry Man Blues as well, because on first and second Sundays at 6, we serve up a big dish on natural and holistic healing to feed your mind, body, and soul. We'll start off the show with a little bit of information about me before we move into our guest, and I know you are eagerly awaiting him. Spirit has called me to work within my practice and ministry, Mind, Body, and Spirit Works, to facilitate expression of one's highest self through divinely inspired and assisted holistic healing, teaching, coaching, and writing services. And over the years, my holistic table has served up so much. And one of them is Mind, Body, and Soul Food. And it has been a favorite of mine, I admit. And each month, it used to be run monthly. It has provided an opportunity to feed our listeners with mind, body, and soul nourishing information as we give voice to the vision of truly gifted holistic healers and light workers. And this year, we are in the 8th month now. We have gone to a twice-a-month format, so it's been very exciting. I would like to thank all of you listeners who have supported the show over the years, and for our new listeners as well. A special thank you to those who tuned in last month for our anniversary shows. When we turned 4 years old, we had Nana Baakan Ajiriwa to do dream interpretation on the first Sunday in July, and on the second Sunday, we had integrative veterinarian Dr. Rebecca Verna, Dr. Becky, to discuss holistic pet care. And they were truly amazing, just outstanding information that was brought forth on both shows. And then I have to apologize because last week for the first Sunday, I'm not apologizing for being in the Sea Islands of South Carolina on retreat, taking care of myself, but apologize because I plan to air my colleague Kathy Roberts' Voices of Healing show, in which she interviewed me as I spoke on transforming rut stories to river stories. Unfortunately, as I tuned in on the road back, I learned that something went awry with the feed and the show did not air. And I have tried it on demand as well, and it's not airing. So I do apologize for any inconvenience. But if you've missed other shows, I invite you to please check them out on demand. All right. So tonight we are so blessed once again to have a beautiful, gifted soul as our guest. Now, I have to tell you, he and I met over the airwaves, as he is a supportive follower of the show. And then when we decided to chat offline, at his prompt now, I tell you, he has continued to amaze me with his inspiring story, his wisdom, his powerful intuitive skills. I was like, who knew? I thought he was just the guy with the amazing voice. But he's so wonderful. He only needs one word to sum him up. Om. So let's give a huge mind, body, and soul food welcome to Om, who is here to discuss, who will be talking about manifesting, mind, body, and soul food manifesting, and lots of good stuff around food as it pertains to enhancing our intuition and manifesting. And that's not all. He'll be dishing up some wonderful messages for our callers. So make sure you get in the queue early. I'm telling you the number now. The number is 917-889-7806. Make sure you press 1 to speak with the host so that you can get in line to receive a powerful message from Om. But before we do that, let's just chat with him a bit first. Om, welcome.
Hey, Tanya, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm well, and I'm excited to be here on this end and doing a show with you. And first and foremost, congratulations on all your immense and amazing success. This show is just incredible. And, you know, I'm a fan and a lover, and you are just amazingly awesome. And there's some great things happening for you in 2016. I'm so ready to give you a little bit of a reading. But I just want to first and foremost say congratulations and thank you. I'm absolutely honored to be a guest on the show with you today.
Well, thank you, and thank you for that teaser as well. I'll have to make sure that I'm in the queue first. I think that's what happens when one goes off to South Carolina, to the Low Country and starts doing some healing of self. It's like, okay, I'm going to get mine.
That's right. That's right.
Replenish the pitcher before we start pouring out to others. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
That's right. There you go. And all I have to say is your third eye is going to be opening much more keener and powerfully for you to do the next level of your work as you go into 2015. So be ready. Be ready.
All right. Thank you. I received that. Gone are the cataracts of days past, and I am ready.
Yes. That's good.
Oh, my gosh. Well, with that, please share with our listeners a bit about who you are and what do you serve at your healing table.
Wow, that's such an awesome intro. I am what one would call a transcendent communicator. I grew up in a family where I have lineage of shamans and a lot of people who have a lot of spiritual background. If they, unbeknownst to them, maybe even if they didn't practice it, I'm intuitively connected with my ancestry to understand who I am and where I come from. And growing up, my mom is very gifted as a premonition and a seer. She would always be at home telling us who's on the phone, who's going to call up next within 10 minutes, or who she saw in a dream, what's going to happen within the next 2 or 3 months. And she would sense things and feel things immediately, and we would pick that up and know that, and who's going to be at the door before they would show up at the door. So I was already in that environment where I can hone in, and we would even practice and play games of who would be at the door before we would show up at the door. I would always be intuitively inclined to having that sort of energy and connecting with that. Specifically, as I grew in my gifts from being able to have sight and being able to hear things as a clairaudient and a clairvoyant and a psychic, I understood that I can travel. And I'm able to, through a lot of health, which has been a major, major force in my growth and my abilities, it has enabled me to see things that I would never even imagine seeing, traveling to places that I would never be able to imagine traveling through the universal consciousness to bring awareness into this world to help people to heal. So that's who I am, where I am today. And, yeah.
Wow, that's a pretty amazing story. We've often had intuitives, channels, psychics on the show, even before we went to our twice-a-month format. And it's interesting to hear some commonalities with you guys about, being part of that family lineage whether you recognized it as a child growing up, or it was in hindsight realizing, oh, this happened because of this, and that was when so-and-so did that. But it can be amazing when everyone recognizes that's who you are and you don't deal with a whole lot of conflict around it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you have shared with me some personal information, and, you've had an amazing journey and circumstances in your life that have profoundly impacted you. And so I would love for you to share a bit about your circumstances and how did it affect you. And I'm saying this with a reminder for folks who happen to be listening to the show via the computer and seeing the feed come through, seeing the slideshow of the various photos. And I'm sure you may see my mug in there somewhere, and they'll see a couple of pictures of you. And I love that dude with the spirals in and whatnot. But they'll also see some pictures of you in younger days and earlier days that folks may not necessarily recognize you. So if you can share with us a bit about that.
Absolutely. I, at the age of 15, was told that I was going to die when I went to the doctor's office because I went on, the scales went to 375 and I easily tipped the scales. It had to be at least 380 to 390. And I was a size 54, 56 weight. I was extremely obese. And having that sort of life-threatening situation take place in my life, I went on a journey, which took about 5 years afterwards, to discover that I didn't have to be obese and I didn't have to be in a space where I was overweight. And it took a beautiful journey to allow me to come into my gifts even stronger and better and more. Lots of exercise, lots of dieting, and through that experience is how I understand how my gifts were able to grow as a psychic and intuitive in all of what I am health-wise. So it's been a powerful and long journey. I don't want to wane on the specifics and sort of my what I've done specifically to kind of shut it off. But through that, more so, it's the transformation, which was so powerful, has allowed me to be able to transform other people, and that's what's so amazing and important to me.
What an amazing gift. We often look at circumstances that are tough, whether, it's obesity or bullying or abuse, et cetera, and we only see the negative in that experience. But having come out on the other side of it, you're able to not just look back and see the blessing in disguise as you've come along this journey, but you've also been able to share that blessing with others by helping them to reach their goals and achieve some things that they've desired to achieve.
Absolutely, and it's a great privilege to be a healer in that way and to be able to bring that awareness into this world. And that's what ultimately I figured my gift out to be in itself, and how the more I was more inclined to going through almost every type of diet to maintain the weight that I kept off for almost 2 decades, over 160 pounds that I lost, actually, that just shedded itself off of me and stayed itself off, which is, having, most people within a certain amount of time gain a lot of the weight back. And so it's been a great journey that has been just transformational in every single type of way, but more that I've learned was in the space of my intuition and how to be able to manifest so keenly and so sharply in my thoughts and so clear in my gifts and grow and excel in that way, from just seeing and hearing to walking into a wedding before it actually happened, to seeing, to giving dates and names and times with people. A friend of mine I told July 15th, something's going down. Brace yourself, transformation is taking place. And right on that day, she emailed me and said there's some stuff that went down exactly as I kind of said it would happen. And it's just through this ability to really be energetically in tune and in line with universal consciousness of the traveler transcendent. The health has been so crucial to that. So, yes, I'm good. It's like every day I wake up, it feels like my birthday because I'm so happy and so grateful for being able to be me. You know.
Wonderful. And, you know, the great thing about this is you will be sharing some of the insights that you've learned with our listeners. But before you do that, I am feeling called to offer you a relanguaging because that's what I do. You talked about shedding 150 pounds, the pounds that you lost, and I would just like to offer that you release them. Because often when we talk about something we lost, there is an energy of wanting to find it again. And you were very clear that you do not want to find those pounds again. Am I right?
I would absolutely agree with you, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
I so appreciate that. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, hooray, cheers to your releasing.
Thank you.
I know it was not just pounds, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I've had other life-threatening conditions. I was hospitalized for getting hit by a truck one time in a whole other country. And all of those experiences continue to allow me to know how to transform and also heighten for some reason, when you have these life-death experiences, they seem to put you in contact with universal consciousness a little bit more quicker because I guess you figure out you have more purpose in life because you're able to understand and be grateful for another day, you know. So, you know, so I've had plenty of other type of experiences like that. It's enabled me to be grateful to be the healer that I can be for many people today.
Wow.
So thank you for that relanguage. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you are going to be sharing with us your about a top five. Some top five tips. That's what I'll call it. Top 5 tips that through your experience has been revealed to you. Some healthy food consumption secrets to help increase energy, to help increase our power to manifest, and psychic abilities. And so I wanted to talk about those before we went into our callers. So what's one on your list?
Can I? Yes, I will. I want to go into that. But before we go into that, can I just talk a little bit about the power of the energy of food and how that can be connected?
Definitely.
Oh, great, fantastic. Because, you know, it's just not about the food entering the blood system. It's about the energy of food entering the energetic force of our beings because, you know, we're energy. So foods that are good or bad, no matter what it is, the way it's kind of nurtured, raised, killed for us to have is important to be connected to what you're putting inside of your body. So, you know, YouTube had recently had not recently, but it's been a clip on YouTube that's been around for a while, actually, on water and how people would send water, a particular type of source. They did this testing, and they had a group of people sending negative thoughts to a bowl of water, and then a group of people sending some positive thoughts to a bowl of water. Well, the negative thoughts turned the water murky, nasty, and kind of harsh. The positive thoughts made it clear, distinct, and beautiful. Well, you know, it's the same thing with food. The food is an energy source in the same way. So I don't know about you, Tanya, but I'm drinking the water with love. So I want to put in my body the food with the same kind of thing. So we want to be cautious of, and that's what leads to discussing GMOs, because GMOs, if you have something that's genetically modified, that you're putting into your system, is altering your energy system, and it alters your connection with divine creation source. So it's important to, you know, be aware of that.
Yes.
And then, yes, go ahead.
No, I was just commenting on your reference to the studies that Dr. Emoto has done on water and the changes of the crystals in water. And if you think about many of the foods that we eat, especially the fruits and vegetables, they are so heavily made up of water and water crystals. Yeah, so you see that
Absolutely.
link, you see that connection. If it's contamination somewhere in there, if there's something that has gone awry with the food, then it stands to reason that, it's not pleasing. And if it's not pleasing to the life source, it's not pleasing to us as a life source.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's true because we're feeding energy. Even back in the day, our ancestors would, we may not be able to raise animals on the farm today based on where we live, but our ancestors, even when they killed an animal, they thanked it for blessing it and its life source, so that when it was contained, it came within the energy of one, it came with a specialness of gratitude and love. So it's from that to the nurturing of what you get to what you're putting in your body, it's all powerfully connected. So that's the key point. I want to just hit on that really quickly with regard to anything that's modified and altered. You want to just, as myself, I've learned to where I've learned as someone who has a psychic kinetic ability to really be in tune to that. Something else, I know we were going to briefly talk about with blood type diets, but I also want to hit on your top 5. So you let me know what you think would be, however you would like me to move into that.
Well, why don't you go ahead and talk about the blood type diets, and then we can talk about the top 5 as we go along. That's fine.
Awesome. Now, have you experienced a lot of different diets?
I have over the years because, no one would ever accuse me of being skinny. And and that's from childhood. And I know I've experienced anything from the cabbage diet with my mother when I was a teenager, which almost turned me off of cabbage based on how we were, quote unquote, supposed to fix it, to, I never did Atkins, but I did I can't even remember the different diets. I have done so many, whether I was following a trend, following a book, following website advice, or what have you. And so I've come to a place of peace because I don't even like the word diet. I mean, who wants to follow something that has dye in it? So if I do it, I do a live it, which means a lifestyle change. So I'm just not willing to do anything at this point that I'm not let's just say anything I commit to has to be a lifetime commitment. So it's not going to be a time-limited thing, unless it's a specific cleanse for a specific purpose. So I just want to have lifestyle changes that support me, and that has been helpful for me over the years, and I'm grateful.
Absolutely, and that's a beautiful, loving choice in making that, because many people go through, I experienced every type of diet too. I remember my first one was putting some contents of powder into a bowl, pouring some hot water in it and calling it chili, and it was like, the most disgusting in the world. But I through loving choices, absolutely, we come to understanding what it is to know that it's not a diet, but it's a lifestyle change. And so one of the most controversial things that are out there that I wanted to bring information and light to as my going in connecting with as a transcendent is the idea of blood type diet. Now, I do somewhat agree with the way that they kind of diagram it around your blood type. I disagree with the origins because really and honestly, if we were migrating, for those who understand blood type diets, they try to say that old type people are first and foremost the originators here, and somehow other types of blood evolved. It was an evolution of O. But and O types are those who can eat meat and also all-inclusive. But what I disagree with that is that there is when we were traveling and migrating through the continent before they broke up, I don't think anybody wanted to pull over and have time to cook or do something with a meat or animal. I believe that we probably, in the way that the way we're shaped and made, had to have, berries and nuts. And then over time, what probably happened is that through cold and weather and stuff like that, we knew to probably consume animal. So all of that's to say is that leading to blood type diets, and for people who are trying to do things, as you mentioned, based on dieting rather than lifestyle, everybody should not be a vegan immediately. It took me 15 years to get to that. It was a moderate, progressive sort of standing that I went through in order to understand, okay, this is who I am, because I have a lineage of meat eaters, that a cell memory and within me that's telling me that I should have meat, because this is who the lineage that I kind of come from. So it slowly has to move and progress into becoming a vegan. So, you know, like you just hit it on it so very well, that it's about what feels right for us, not what we think and we should be doing to our bodies, and how in that space I let my body really nurture me, and that allowed me to be really kind of really just my ability to discern just got so sharp and so great when it came to the reading, because of that relationship that I had with food and moving through that. So I just wanted to give that sort of commentary really quickly, and so forth and so forth.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Well, why don't we go through at least number one on your list of tips before we take our first caller, and then we'll deal with some others. How does that sound?
Absolutely, Tanya. Well, everybody's top five might be different. You know, I just want to say this is my experience from my top five, and there's no secrets about how these particular foods can help us manifest and be intuitive. So the first one that I wrote down and I have here is alkaline water. So are you familiar with alkaline water?
I am familiar with it, but
okay.
For our listeners who are not, explain a little bit more.
Well, I'm not going to go into too much stronger detail. I'm just going to just explain, and if you can, because they can get it, because there's a lot of, I mentioned it for those who are beginners, because for those who are beginners, there's a space of, that it can help with balancing and centeredness. That's really what it's for. It gets a stronger sense of awareness in order to really feel like you're manifesting when you have it in your system. And I would recommend for any of these, based on my own experiences, people to have one or two, to balance it out so that you're not having it so much. If you're any of these top five lists that I'm offering, but to do it from 1 to 3 times a week. So that's what I would say for alkaline water and what it has done for me, because there's different sort of theories on it that is going around. But I'm mentioning today because for beginners who are looking to have a balance and figure out how to be more of in tune and to start letting their body nurture them, alkaline water was the thing for me that really I hit it on the head. That really started that in that particular type of way.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, why don't we switch gears just for a moment before we go on to the next on the list and take our first caller. And just a reminder for folks who would like to receive an intuitive message from our guest, Om, you can call in 917-889-7806. Again, that number is 917-889-7806. Please make sure you press 1 to speak with the host so that I will know you're not just listening via the phone, but you actually want to speak with Om. And before we click on any callers, Om, I just want to make sure that folks know that, you are doing this complimentary, free of charge. You're not charging them for anything, but we will have other callers who would like to hear from you. So please try to limit questions to just 1 or 2, and we do reserve the right to move on if things are getting a little bit too time-consuming. And I also here's my reminder for folks, Om is not going to give you a lottery number, all right? So let me just be clear about that. This is not that kind of party. And so with that being said, we have a local caller. Go ahead, Om. Anything else you want to add? Yes,
please. I just want to, because in the time that we do have, based on the callers who would be calling in, for people to direct their questions to me and what they would like to know, because if I might pick up something that Spirit is telling me. It might come in as a mediumship. It might come as something that I'm hearing. It might come as something that I'm seeing. And I just want, it could be anything. So I want them to just be specific because we do have a short amount of time in order for me to give them the message that they want to get answered and or have some offering to help them along the way. So I just wanted to let the audience, people who are listening, to know that.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. So we have a caller from the 301 area code, local for me. Caller, you are on the air live, Mind, Body, and Soul Food. What's your name?
Hi, this is Wilma.
Hey, Wilma.
Hey, lady.
Wilma.
Hi, Tanya. Hi,
How are you, Wilma?
I am awesome. How are you?
I am extremely well. Well. How are you enjoying the show so far?
The show is awesome. I'm loving it, loving you both as always. I wanted to call and send some love and support, and I'm open for a message, whatever I need to know, but I'm here and listening.
Well, Wilma, you are so amazing. Well, the first thing that I know I mentioned and I felt, well, how was your week this week? Because I feel something, how was your week? Because something came up for me about this week that just passed, that there was some sort of something that took place. How was your week?
It was good. It was kind of taxing. I had a lot going on.
A lot going on, right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And at the job specifically, was there something that
Yes, I know where you're going. Exactly. Yes,
so I understand. I won't go there right now because we can talk about that a little bit later.
Yes,
but this is good. This is good because it helps you to click into what you know is important and what you know needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
So, that's I would stick to that. Stay on the fact of remembering what took place because as you're moving so quickly through life, you want to, in that space, let show up in the way you need to show up and do what you have to do for yourself and get ready for the transition. It's time.
Yes.
It's absolutely time. When you sit down with Spirit, and I know I mentioned before in Andrea, and you call forth and you're channeling because this book is, the enormity of being able to unfold yourself. To write this book is where you have to be right now. You're unfolding. You are going to really know what it is to start to just let it out and let it be in a way that you have to just channel this through as a transparent medium, So it's that absolute time, and it's going to be amazing. January, you and Tanya have the same date, which is interesting. I know your birthday is in January, but this January 2015 is quite significant. This next year, your next sort of return coming up, there's a powerful change. I got the number 7. And 1 and 6 actually 16, but that combines to 7. So if you're going, 2015. Okay, so if you're going into a 7th year for yourself, that means it's about truth seeking. So people are going to have to stand back and watch out. That's all I have to say.
That is so in alignment with my vision. So, thank you so much. In the interest of wanting other people to reach you, I love you both. And
I love you too.
Yes, I will talk with you offline. Thank you. Oh, well, let's so that more people can reach you guys. Peace, and I will talk with you both offline.
Okay.
All right, well,
all right.
Take care.
You. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I have been in the midst of traveling and doing all sorts of stuff, and Wilma and I have not had a great chance to catch up. So we are scheduled to do lunch tomorrow. So I'm going to have to ask her more details about what you were alluding to.
So when something went down, but it was good. It needed to happen. I try to, because this is so public, I try to respect people's. And it can, once that reveals itself, it can go into what happened, what it was all behind, and why that stuff sort of happened, and so forth and so forth. So rather than getting into that can be a whole 30 minutes. But anyway, I wanted to really just hone in and just give what the message is. But while I have you, before it gets clouded and it gets busier with the calls, so I wanted to make it very clear that one, and I don't even know where to start, Tanya, but remember when we had the when I was able to travel, well, I call it traveling, when I was able to pick up the ferry messages around you, and I saw all the ferries around you?
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's your way of connecting with universal consciousness and the message that they're saying to confirm that everything is being opened up for you right now. That's your direct message, your authentic communication with universal consciousness that I was picking up and sort of reading. But you're being Christian right now, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you're being Christian to in the final stages of your birthing of your purpose. You specifically, a past life that kind of came through for me was that you actually were burgeoning the beginning of something that was powerfully new in spirituality that took place in India. Something that I believe Hinduism is very light compared to I should say Jainism is really what you were immersed in. And there was an exile of you from where you were because you were a woman. So you have this balancing of karmic energy that is sort of doing things in a progressive space for women because of that. And the same breath, I don't know, I sense this, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't know if there's something, because these are men who did this to you. So it comes in this space with like some hesitation or some feeling over men and relationships with men. So not to say that I'm not saying and it's the hesitancy, or it may have even shown up in the job or in certain spaces where male dominance try to show up, but you have to show yourself in that way and stand, and it has somehow, made you stronger, but also made you feel a certain way about men. And so, but it leads to say, it's so much that I'm going to tell right now, but I know we're tight. January 2016, be ready to ascend and let some old things go. This entire summer was about gaining what it is to be supported in your enormity of your magnificence in yourself, and traveling in that space and being in uncomfortable situations to understand how the universe will show up and support you in that way at all times. 2015 in January is you're going to receive some really clear messages from angels, especially around that time, where I would suggest, I don't know if you know Doreen Virtue.
I do.
Okay, fantastic, excellent. I had a feeling you would. That it's time to open up. It's not that I say it's time as in your time. It's the universe's time in this next level of your christening for your purpose here, which deals with spirituality as a healer and bringing something new to the game. Well, no, I shouldn't say to the game, but new to this amazing energy and universal consciousness. And so in order to begin that, it's going to be a space of gaining your third eye, opening your intuition. So I would offer that you get cards from Doreen Virtue, angel cards, and let that serve its purpose in connecting and trusting the energy that you're receiving to start really honing in on your third eye opening. And so that's what I was told to let you know. 2015 is really kind of the opening of that yoga, and I know you mentioned yoga before, but yoga, that past life and that space of that spirituality and that those ancient cultures are very in tune in you. And so this healing spiritual module that you're going to be coming up with is going to be really quite incredible within the next 2 to 3 years. So you know, I have to to let that out finally. So.
Well, thank you. I received that. So much of that is just strongly resonating with me. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And also, I don't know, I want you to also, I don't know if you've been to the doctor recently, not for anything that's an emergency, but I get this sense of some type of blood type deficiency, or something around deficiency in blood. So I may have been picking up a flow that may have happened a week or two ago, but I think that you want to just, not that it may be a visit, but find out what that is. I don't know if this is iron or if you're a little anemic, but just to check on that.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I haven't been in a while, so thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Great. Okay, absolutely.
Awesome. You know, I want to remind our callers that even if you do not call in, it can be so helpful to listen to the messages for others because we're part of this great collective consciousness. You know, so much of what's for one is for someone else. And many times I have sat and listened to our various readers, intuitives, give information from spirit for other people who are on the line, and I have heard so much for myself in that message. So I just want to remind folks, just because you are not on the other end of the physical phone line, you are listening for a reason, so there is something in it for you. All right. So, before we go on to our next callers, which I want to remind folks, the number is 917-889-7806, but I also want them to make sure to press 1 to speak with the host because we have folks in the queue and not all of them have indicated that they want to be heard. Before we go on to that, could you tell us your number 2 in your
number
tips?
2. Absolutely. Number 2 is a favorite. I think it's everybody knows it well. It's coconut water. And coconut water has electrolytes. So one thing about electrolytes is that it carries an electrical impulse. So that electrical impulse helps us with this voltage energy to be able to really send out messages. Because we are energy, we can transmit messages with release and receiving and sending. Some people are more powerful receivers will hear something and be like, I think I want to call that person, or I think I want to, I might just very well bump into that person. They end up bumping into that person. People are strong senders where they want to send out a message. So coconut water is very good with the electrolytes being able to tap into that manifestation type of energy in that way. It's a really, really great, as far as my experiences, one of my top 5 manifestation foods. And I should say what I would consume.
Okay. Well, I have to tell you, I love coconut water, and for someone who does not like coconut itself, I love coconut water and coconut milk. And coconut water is so refreshing, and I know that if I've had in the past, because let me be clear, I have not had a rough workout in a year or so. But, when I've had really intensive workouts, coconut water has been very, very replenishing for me. And also being someone who does healing work and advising folks, drink your water, help flush toxins, help replenish. Coconut water, being on the receiving end of that, coconut water has really been helpful. So I'm a fan of that, and definitely I can add that to my list as well. Because, ultimately it's all about me, the top 5. They can listen if they want, but I'm listening, okay?
I hear you. And, you said it right. Because yes, absolutely, because it is about the energy that you're replenishing and in a good and beautiful way for your body, And so, yes. So that's awesome. So, yes, it be what it be. Absolutely.
Okay, great. So we have alkaline water and coconut water. And why don't we go back to the phone lines now?
Okay.
And we have a 901 area code. I'm not familiar with where that is, but caller, would you say Alabama?
I think it's the Carolinas. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh, Carolinas. Okay. Caller, you're live on the air. What's your name?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Tanya?
Yes, it's me.
Hi, I didn't know it was me because it's Oksana. I'm
calling
from
Oksana.
the Google account. Hi, so that's why it's North Carolina.
Okay.
But I'm actually very nervous for some reason.
Yes. Well, Donna.
Hi.
Hi. How can I help you or be of any way a messenger on your journey? What's going on?
Well, I need so much help that I'm not sure if you can do all, but maybe you could help me with, let's say, my life purpose here.
You said your what?
Life purpose? Like, why am I here? What am I supposed to do?
Oh, your life purpose.
Oh,
yes.
Oksana
okay.
wants to know about her life purpose here.
Got you. Okay, I got you. Well, you know what's so interesting, Donna? Are you in your 40s yet? I don't mean to reveal this age because I'm getting the number 47. So I'm just curious if you.
Oksana. Oksana, he's asking you, are you in your 40s?
No, I'm in my early 30s. Do I sound that old?
Okay, fantastic. So the reason why I said that is because I sense immediately that there's still some growth in understanding your purpose. Like when we get to our soul's purpose, it has to be through some lessons we experience to understand why it has purpose, why we've been through life and the way we've been through, so in order to move into that soul's particular purpose. So you still have a little bit more experience, and I don't really think you'll be embarking on your soul's purpose until about the age of 47. But I can help to clear right now what I think the question is what the next direction is for you in your life. Is that what you want to know right now?
Sure.
Okay, well, you tell me, because I want to be very clear and very direct, because I do get that you have a specific gift to do you have some talent and some healing energy. But I want to be very clear before I just start tapping into stuff and going in on stuff, what you would like me to talk about.
Okay, well, this talent, or some people say gift, what is it?
Have you ever put your hands on someone and felt something? Right?
Well, I got tuned into Reiki 1. I mean,
Reiki,
people kind of enjoyed it, but I'm not really. I don't think I'm that good, and I don't know if that's really what I'm supposed to do.
Oh my goodness!
I know, Tanya.
Don't make me call you out, Oksana. Don't make me call you out.
This is the thing, Donna, is that
Oksana.
I apologize, Oksana. I heard Donna. I apologize. I
know it's more
Donna,
difficult than I know.
You too much. So you have a great personality. That's why you have to be around people. But your talents are growing more and more and more as far as the healing is concerned. Even even being quite intuitive as well. And you can sense and feel that when you do put your hands on people, what areas need to be worked on. So you're in tune with that particular energy. But the reason that you are feeling, what I'm picking up, is that you're feeling like you're not certain or sure is because of this sense of insecurity, which is talking probably could be most obvious in that sense. And it feels like it's because of this doubt in being here and where you are today in your travels to what led you here today. But believe me that you should be practicing Reiki, and you should certainly be moving in that particular direction. Are you in between jobs or in between two different sort of practices? Because I'm picking up that there's some other things happening.
Well, I'm kind of like in everything. I'm trying so many things just to find what it is, because I still don't know what it is.
The key is not to find it. The key is to let it find you. So are you yes, the key is to let it find you. So right now you have to keep morphing and developing your gifts around these particular areas. I get hospitals. So I feel like you should probably find your way into that particular area. Have you done some kind of work like that before?
Have I done what?
Have you thought about working in a hospital before?
Hospital? Nah.
No? Okay, because I do get that would be somehow good for you and your gifts in some way. It feels you're a healer is the best way to put it, but I sense the healing of hands first and foremost right now as you're developing your other talents and gifts. That's what I'm sensing. When is your birthday? Are you a fall child? When is your birthday?
May 6th, 1982.
1982. Okay, so let me do your numbers really quickly. So May 6th, 1982, you have 11 and 82.
My number is 4.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Sure. So the full energy and healing would be someone who's a visionary, and so that would mean that what's happening right now, Donna, Exana, is that not pronounced correctly? Axana, is that you are
It's very close. It's close, yes.
Thank you so much. That you are still forming the identity of what you would like to be in life. So you should very well, including your creative talent, tap into this area. You're holding a lot of different things, but I feel like there is some sort of medical institution or something that feels medical that would be able to hone and harness your human abilities. So this is a center for something. This is a center, and that's what it feels like. That's why I got hospital. It's a center that's inclusive to the healing arts, and I don't know if there's some sort of therapy in that way that you can be able to be that healer and bring your gifts in that way. So that's really the next step that I'm picking up for you. But you won't come into your soul purpose until you're in your 40s. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, why is it? Is it because I'm not ready yet, or can I speed it up?
No. The lessons that have to be learned to understand your soul's purpose have to be learned. And so when you came in here with a contract with what your soul's purpose is, that's what's in the contract, so to speak. That's what was agreed to around that time, because there's still things that have to move itself through you to understand how to get there. So before we begin to walk, we have to know how to crawl. Before we begin to put on skates, we have to be able to do those things. Those are the lessons that allow us to understand, I get it, I understand where we are. But if you try to jump ahead of figuring things out before you would like to figure it out, you won't. So you're supposed to, it may feel lost, like you're lost right now, but it's actually exactly where you need to be. But I would look into some sort of inclusive center, because I can get in this center. It feels like it's a medical center or some type of center that has the healing abilities you have that can help to formulate what that is in your life around the gifts and how to use that and create income and money and being in that way. Are you trying to move? Are you trying to it feels like some sort of relationship with that. But anyway, is that, yes, I know I'm going in and I'm being conscious of time, but I was curious to ask that question as well.
Well, hopefully it will happen. Well, my boyfriend is from North Carolina, so...
Boyfriend, that's what I thought. Yes, around relationship, that's what I was feeling. Okay, so you're moving in, you're looking to move in together. Is that what it is, or you're looking to formulate this relationship in North Carolina?
I don't know. If you're saying that, then it's great, because so far it's not very clear.
Right.
However, what is more important is I want to know, when you have a purpose, then you have a goal, you can be happy, you can have fulfilled life. But right now, working as an accountant, I know it's not my purpose. So I feel like constant dissatisfaction because I really don't know where to focus myself on, since I don't really quite know what my purpose is. And I've got few readings, and some of them, a lot of them, have something in common, but nothing that really would confirm. And because of that, I really can't know what the real truth is, because once I have 2 or 3, 4 people saying the same thing, then I'm like, okay, so this is what it is, and I can pursue it. But for now, I'm like, I don't want to be jumping from one thing to another, because that's what I've been doing for all my life. I'm kind of tired of it.
Right.
I want to do
Oksana, hold on for a second.
I'm sorry.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm all sweating here, and I have an AC on, but it's so hot.
Right. And when I mention that's because you travel so much, that's exactly what I was sensing, is being from one place to the other, to the other, to the other. So, here's why I'm going to have to come in as a coach rather than just being a seer. And I think that this is good that Tanya said to take a breath. You mentioned some things about happiness, right? So what is it that you know would make you happy?
I would like to have a family and have a goat and my own field, and then do some creative work. But then I don't know if that's a life purpose. However, I do enjoy helping people. It's just I don't think I'm good enough to help them. That how can I help them if I can't help myself yet? and that's what's
Right.
stopping me. And
Okay.
anyway.
So breathe on that. Tanya really hit on something. So breathe on that. Take that back just a little bit. Take it back, because you're moving. What you're sensing is you're saying that your life, what you love, isn't worth moving or pursuing because you don't believe that purpose may be what that purpose looks like in the eyes of somebody else. So you want to step away from that, right? And we're not templated to follow anybody else's design. We're uniquely here to be who we were meant to be for who we are. So
well,
you're
that's the other thing.
Yes. You're
Who am I?
Well, you tell me. You know who you are. You know your strengths and your skill sets and your talents. And it's time to start acknowledging them for yourself. And it's time to sit back and understand that awareness for yourself and trust that along your different travels of being where you were taken care of. And the lessons that were learned moved you into the next place so you know what you want to do, or either put you in a position where you could be a little bit more closer to who you would like to be. And now you're yearning for, I've had enough of that. I want to move directly more so. But life is really asking for more experiences to take place before you hone into your soul purpose. But that's a self-work, I think, exercise for you to absolutely be into, to acknowledge that for yourself and who you are, your talents and your gifts. Because if you don't acknowledge that, you will never be, but you won't be in tune to what your purpose is. It's not going to hit you. It's not going to come. Everything is going to be in alignment. You understand what I'm saying, Exana?
Sort of, a little bit, but I'm gonna.
Well, we're going to have to move on. But if I can offer this, just continue to breathe, Oksana, and listen back to the phone call. It will be recorded and be available by 7:30. So listen back on the phone call at some point when you're ready. Really listen without the yes buts. Listen to what Om has shared with you and continue to breathe through it and realize that right now you don't have to do anything but breathe and be open.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tanya.
And Exana, in the same breath that Tanya is saying, I do want to also embrace that energy that she's offering for you to be able, that breathing. I'm not sure if you do meditation, but that might be extremely helpful to you to move away from the thoughts that are blocking you or somehow not allowing you to flow with being safe, with trusting that your life can be lived greatly in the way that you know you're important. And so, and if you would like to email me and or keep in touch, just to, I know we are not have a lot of time. My email is om as in Mary at om as in Mary n v Victor.tv. So om at omnv.tv, and I'll be more than happy to see and follow up with whatever else, things that I'm not able to talk about here, follow up and help you out.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Tanya.
You are so welcome. All right. Thank you, Oksana. All right. Sometimes, it can be difficult to hear the message, to really hear the message. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is true. And I've experienced it myself because when we look at life in a view of what we're not having, we don't see what we do have and who we are. And that view can blind us from the beauty of the life that we do have. But I understand it because me myself, I personally have traveled so many different experiences in life and had so many different situations take place for me, and it wasn't until somebody helped me to recognize in myself that wow, I really lived, and I really did some incredible things, and how to celebrate that, So
yes.
I'm aware. I understand. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Before we move to the next caller, we're going to get back to your tip list. And we've had number 1, alkaline water, number 2, coconut water. What is number 3 on your list?
On my list, Tanya, lime is the number 3. Lime is a powerful energy breaker as far as the murkiness in our internal energy field. It's kind of like what I would call the sage of the internal energy. We burn sage to clear energy around us or to clear anything away from where we are so that it could be clean and clear. Well, lime is that, and it also is a booster of energy as well. So for me, in my experience, is having it 1 to 3 times a week and mixing it with even coconut water, you will be really focused and really aligned and really quite balanced. At least I say for me, that's my experience. So I would say the third one is lime.
Oh, I love it. This summer especially, I've been getting lime and adding it to water, making different types of spa water, and I absolutely adore lime. And it's funny how you mention adding it to coconut, because I remember a song way back. It's something about put the lime in the coconut. Remember? Do you remember hearing that song? Maybe not. And it may be just my way of singing it. But
no, you got it.
So thank you for that, the lime. Awesome. All right, so we have another caller in the 301 area code with the 318 exchange. So, caller, you are live on Mind, Body, and Soul Food. Do you have a question for Om?
Hello, am I on?
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. My name is Sherelle, and for taking the call, Tanya and Om. How are you guys doing today?
Great. How are you, Sherelle?
I'm doing well.
Good.
So I just wanted to call. I'm recently started my own business, primarily yoga, but more so overall fitness. And I am gearing my business more so towards trying to educate and bring more awareness as far as just body movement in general and yoga to the Christian community. And in doing that, and I'm a Christian myself, but I've experienced, I guess, some turmoil recently with someone that I considered a mentor that really taught me a lot just about yoga in general. And I guess I just want some insight maybe on how to continue to move forward and the right way to do that.
Okay. Absolutely, Cheryl. Well, I'll be more than happy to see what kind of comes through and helping you along in this particular journey. I think first and foremost, your communication with this mentor is something that I feel strongly, even though some examples have taken place of what this has happened. And this particular mentor, is it a female?
Yes.
Because I get a male. Okay, but this is a female with a strong male energy. I don't know if it's an Aries or something, but she has a strong male energy. And I just want to say that I think that you should, what I got immediately, what came to me was take a step back.
Take a step back, okay.
Take a step back because, first of all, the communication that I'm picking up isn't clear. That's what I got strongly. So take a step back. Also in your initiatives for what you want to do for the community, take a step back. There's other things that are also coming in for you. And in 2000, I do have to say that this time from now to March 2015, you want to be in plan mode, right?
In plan mode?
Plan, yes, that's right. Plan mode,
okay.
right?
Okay.
That's what I mean by take a step back because it's not time yet. And I feel like it's a beautiful thing that it's in a Christian community, but you're going to find yourself doing things in other communities. And I'm interested because I feel like you've been drawn to that. Has that not been true, that you've thought about doing things in other communities outside of the Christian communities? So that's what I'm sensing, and that's where it's supposed to be. This is where you get a chance to know who you are in yourself. Don't let it burn you out because I get this really strong, like your fire of what you want to do the flame has been somehow lowered a little bit. So I would say that that's why you want to take a step back. Don't let it burn you out. This is important. What I'm picking up, too, is that this month is really August, before it even leaves. It's quite a significant month. So there's some other events that are going to be taking place for you and what you're doing and being. You do aerobics, so you mentioned that it's about fitness, right? But do you do aerobics? Because something is telling me that you need to include aerobics in this yoga. Do you do aerobics?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yes. I mean, I used to be a Zumba instructor until I got hurt last year. But the way that I teach yoga is I add some elements, some cardio moves in there.
Okay, fantastic. That's what I was sensing. So you want to incorporate that in that way, and also come up with the planning. More so is about the purpose. So this Cheryl, I'm getting some. Are you in 301 is Maryland? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Because you're in the right place. That's what I keep sensing. Is like this is DC. That is the absolute right place for you. So if you were thinking of being or going somewhere else out of because of this situation, you don't. Like this is the right place for you. Don't move. Don't leave. Don't anything. This is where you're supposed to be. You need the credo of what you're looking to do. You need to formulate that. The reason that you're doing it. And when you said that you had an injury, was it a back injury you had?
No, I fractured my toe. Just from a lot of the pounding and stuff on the floor, and then that kind of drew me back to yoga, which had kind of taken a back seat when I was teaching Zumba. So
Zumba, okay, got you. So I'm picking up that you just also, because you work so much with this space of you burn out, and I think that has to do with the fitness, but you burn out pretty quickly. So I just want you to also know that you're exposed in that particular way in your solar plexus, where it's not fuel enough to keep you moving, and your back becomes vulnerable. So if someone has a vulnerable back, that means that they're not really being upheld and supported by sometimes by others, but also by just self-care. Okay. So you want to just be, because I get this back thing sort of happening. So you want to be cautious of that. But as far as the mental is concerned, that's a communication thing. I think you know what I'm referring to. You want to clear that up first before you move into thinking anything else. And the pastures are green on the other side, or not on the other side, the pastures are greener and are going to be really green in March 2015. So just keep planning these things out and working the way you're working. There's no rush. And take a step back and really design how you want this to look for yourself. And you'll see it unfold, but that's exactly what I got when I heard that take a step back. I also keep getting this, Jonathan, or I have to ask, are you dating and or married or looking to be married?
No, I'm married.
You are married. Okay, that's what. Okay, so you have it feels like this. Okay, so because it feels like this. I love the relationship and the energy of the relationship. All I have to say is, do you feel it's fresh?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Do you feel it's fresh? That it's fresh. That it sparks, and that every day there's something sparking about it. Do you feel that?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
so that's why,
some days I don't.
You don't. Okay. So that's why I would say that you guys need to go on a date.
Yeah.
It makes it sound strange. You need to go on a date.
No, it all makes sense because we're both like so busy, and we were just talking about that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's what I picked up. You need to go. And I got dating first and married. So you need to go on a date. You need to refresh it and bring it away because you are there for one another. I like the energy you do have. This is a really, really amazing couple. You really hold a sort of model of relationships really in a lot of people's eyes, in a lot of people's ways. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
But I keep getting this name Jonathan coming in. Do you know a Jonathan by any way, or someone named Jonathan or short for John? Because this particular person is going to be helpful to your entrepreneurship. Do you know that person? I'm just curious. No?
No,
okay,
the name isn't ringing a bell, but I'll write it down.
Okay, yes. So that person feels like they're going to be coming in somewhere. This is an out-of-towner. So this is some type of trip or something that you're going to be meeting them at, and you'll see. You're going to be you're on your way. It's going to be kind of a thing that you really, but the aerobics is what drives it. I just keep clear. I keep getting clear on that. And you are you'll see it. You'll see the videos, and I don't know if you want to do videos and stuff like that. That's going to be moving in the next step. So you'll see it. It's going to happen, and it'll be online. All that is going to happen. You just have to right now take a step back. Really take a step back. Absolutely, so that you can really see things for what they are. Because when you're not fueled and not in that space to really concentrate or really know, some stuff sets in that tells us lack of trust and there's a little paranoia, and that stuff doesn't really exist. That's just some old stupidness trying to come in and take us away from what our true purpose and what we should be doing in a moment in that time. So that's why I'm saying take a step back. And if you are looking for another mentor, then that person will come to you. I just keep getting this male energy around you a lot. That I believe is that person on their way.
Thank you so much, and Tanya. This is amazing. I've never called into a talk show before, so this is all new for me. And I'm amazed that I even got through. But thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad you called, Sherelle. Best wishes, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, thank you both. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Wow, you were just doing that thing. And I just want to make sure I'm keeping track of time. We're at convenience store time, 7-Eleven. And
Yes. Those are some good numbers. See that, my angel Rita? Look at you. 7-Eleven.
See?
Look that up online. And you'll see what I'm saying when I say the angels. And you will find out. You see. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know
so
September,
I want to
congratulations again. I know September is a powerful month for you. I'm excited around the 15th especially, and some things that are happening. I mean, you're on fire, so keep up the great work. Also, what came to me, I forgot that I mentioned is, I don't know if you do a community block sponsor package for the site or something of that nature, but advertisers are coming through.
Okay.
So you want to put that together because I went to your site. I don't know if you know that. Because sometimes I jump into the transcendent what's coming, but I was literally on the site where there were 3 advertisers, community sponsors advertising. So I see them coming in really quite soon. So whatever your package is, to look at and start asking community sponsors to do this through your outreach and all of that kind of good stuff and getting them in. I feel like that is a good multiple stream of income. So that's happening. Because I saw 3 specific ones on the site, and it's one was food-oriented. So,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. And so if anyone out there is listening who is interested, make sure you contact me. I will have my contact information at the end of the show. Actually, Tanya at mindbodyandspiritworks.com. But I want to make sure to get to your other 2 tips about foods and practices that help you to manifest and enhance your intuition, etc. And also, I want our callers to know time is winding down, so if you want to call, make sure you do so. The number is 917-889-7806. Again, that's 917-889-7806. And make sure you press 1 to speak with the host, so we know that you would like to receive a message from Om. So, Om, you talked about alkaline water, coconut water, lime. What is number 4 on your list?
Ginger. All around energy equalizer. Immediately assists with directing your energy, flowing, awakening your senses, loading on your body's desires to communicate with you. Ginger is it's the centerpiece of the table to me. It's always as far as how I've been able to use it, and I can immediately when I have it sense it and be just on it. Even while I'm here doing the readings, I'm having my ginger with my with my fifth choice, I won't get into it yet, but it's with that as I'm here, so I can get the message really, really be aligned and tuned in that way. So ginger to me is number 4.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. And what I'll do is invite you to go into the Mind, Body, and Soul Food page on Facebook and share with us some of your tips and recipes that you use these products with, these food items with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then number 5 is what?
Yeah. So with the ginger, I have green tea. So green tea is number 5 because green tea, it calms and centers, which I would tell Cheryl to have and also Alexandra to have. Green tea is just, we all know about the ingredients, and we all know, we can look at it and see these things online. I'm coming from an energetic perspective, which is why I'm divulging in on the energy proportion of it. But it really does help to center and focus and calm and get into a space that's really quite meditative to receive the messages. So when you're going through whatever, some people say chamomile, but I really find green tea as an energy stimulant to really, really be centered and focused and calm. So that's what I would, and balances the energy in that way. So those are my top 5.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome. All right, so just to recap for those who might be tuning in late, Om has shared his top 5 foods that have been instrumental in helping him to, between clear energy blockages, enhance your ability to manifest, enhance your ability for intuition. Number 1, alkaline water. Number 2, coconut water. Number 3, lime. Number 4, green tea. And number 5, wait, I got my
That's all right.
ginger. Did I miss ginger?
There you go. That's the centerpiece.
Yeah, number 4 was ginger, and number 5, green tea. It all starts with a G, right?
There you go. That's right. That's
Awesome. Awesome. So thank you for that. You've had such an amazing journey, and I like how you said this has really worked for you. You've picked up on these particular properties in the foods, and you've allowed them to help you to vibrate higher, take yourself to a higher level, and that is an amazing thing. And so I want to make sure that folks get an opportunity to contact you after the show if they want to follow up for an intuitive message, for your coaching services, etc. Before we do that, I just want to remind folks about the number. I think we're able to take one last caller. The number is 917-889-7806. Again, that's 917-889-7806. Okay, and press 1 to speak with the host, and you perhaps will be the lucky last caller. All right, so how can folks contact you to dine at your healing table?
Oh, that's awesome, Tanya. Thank you so much. Well, I'm currently, as you know already, constructing my website, and so in the meantime, I just want to back a little bit and say that I have a life coaching consultancy where I get to be a transcendent communicator in the realm of live events, broadcast and digital media, as well as coaching and training. So people, the best way to get in contact with me in order to be a part of the shared journey, which is what the life coaching consultancy is called, a shared journey life coaching consultancy, you can contact me directly at OM, N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, .TV. And that's the best way to contact me. I do offer, I specifically work with a lot of creative people when it comes to coaching, creative life changers who are, like yourself, people who bring light to the world and healing to the world, and also innovative people who are looking to take the wheel and reinvent it to help the world move in some fantastic new way. So when it comes to coaching and that, and I have a service specifically for outside of the psychic, the transcendent communicating work, where it's called the gift, where we get to go through your soul's purpose DNA, sometimes it's called records, and help you to find your specific, where your life is right now, where it's going, what's happening, the events taking place that will take place around your gift, and how to harness and manifest your purposeful gift here in this world in order to really feel your magnificence come through. So that's something that I do along with the psychic and transcendent communicating work as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, I hope that folks will follow up with you. Before we take our last caller from the 301 area code, I just want to remind folks if they want to contact me, they can, Tonya, Tonya, at mindbodyandspiritworks.com. And I invite you to go to my website, mindbodyandspiritworks.com, to find out information about my holistic healing, teaching, writing, coaching services, to connect with my blog, which is Mind, Body, and Soul Food Meanderings, find out how to order my meditation CD, the Reiki trainings, aromatherapy workshops that I'm doing, and also about the Mind, Body, and Soul Food Buffet of Healing coming on September 13th, which is a divinely delicious day of relaxation, restoration, and transformation for women, which will be held in Ashton, Maryland. And several of our past guests from the show will be there as guest healers, as well as some others, so you'll find out all the juicy details on that. But let's go to our caller in the 301 area code with the 213 exchange. So, caller, you are live on the air. So if you have a question for Om, he would love to give you some wonderful messages from Spirit.
Hello. Hi, Tonya. Hi, Om. This is Robin. And
hey, Robin.
I am a yoga instructor. I am a healer. I have a full-time job on top of my yoga business, and I have a wonderful blended family with 4 kids, a husband, and we're all so busy. And I guess the question that I have for you is what I realized over the past, through hard lessons over the past couple of years, is that I don't make enough time to care for myself in order for me to be able to do and serve in all the areas that I have. So just wondered if you saw anything, if you have any advice for me as it relates to self-care.
Well, what came to me immediately when I saw you, and you have 4 kids, you said?
Yeah, together we have 4 kids.
4 kids, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. So, I just picking up so many different things right now. First of all, you have a beautiful, compassionate spirit. I have to say that, really acknowledging that. And you were rightfully named Robin for a reason. Robin, you are immersed in all of these areas, but the key thing that you're supposed to be doing is speaking. You're supposed to be speaking, talking, reaching people. That's where the self-care really, it's like when I mention self-care in this way, in the term more so, it's about your voice.
Wow.
What you want to say to the world, what you mean to be for the world in that way. That it could be, we use self-care, but self-importance, and I want to actually just take the those words out away from it and just find a space where it's about your voice. What do you want to say? That's what I'm picking up, and I know you want some relief around the things you're doing. But see, what I'm picking up is that these things are being done because of the compassion you have for the human spirit, and your gift of healing. I feel like the missing element really is in what you really desire to be with and for your life. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like your voice is the key to that. Your family will certainly support you in wanting to do those things, and then you will be excited. You will be really, really quite oh, my God, I can feel it. You really sense like this is it, because it's been a feeling like, even though you felt draining, the draininess is saying that this is not yet, this is different from, I have to mention, before, this is, you understood the calling. You know what I mean? You understood where you went with the calling. You answered the calling. You understood the lessons. You did it. What the key is now is in your voice and what you're saying for the world. So that's where you will find the self-care comes in. Even though we think of self-care as I need to relax, I need to care of myself, I need to be, sometimes it's about tuning into the things that we that you are, I don't want to say avoiding, but you're feeling the drain of not doing the things that you would love to absolutely do, and it is in your voice. That's what I immediately sense right away is your voice. So I would absolutely start taking, Toastmasters or something to start speaking and start talking, because that's what it is.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is great. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you both.
Thank you, Robin, so much for calling.
Absolutely, Robin. Did something resonate well for you, or did it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
You confirmed some things. You actually said something that was, I don't want to say brand new, but kind of, sort of. But yeah, everything you said resonated.
Okay.
So thank you.
Good. And your family is absolutely going to support you, so you can. I'm not advocating for. I'm just in a sense of self-care. You can take a little more time for yourself and move in that direction, because they will support you in that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Something about your grandma. You're welcome. Your grandma. Something is coming through with grandma now, but you have my email. You can follow up by email as well, because I'm getting something through grandma and some names.
Wow.
We'll follow up. Just email me
at
allman@allman.tv, and we'll follow up this conversation.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. You know I'll be following up, Robin.
Yes, I know you will, Tanya. Thank you.
All right, have a good evening. Bye-bye. Wow. You know, it's interesting when people call in that I know, I have, inside information that you are not privy to other than through spirit. And you just hit the nail on the head so much, time after time. So I just thank you for that and for your wonderful, wonderful willingness to come on tonight and share your journey and share your tips and to be open to let spirit flow through you in such a beautiful way as you share very helpful and supportive and meaningful insights to help people take it to the next level. So I appreciate you so much, and I love you dearly. Thank you.
Oh, Tanya, you are so amazing and so powerful and so awesome, and I love you so much. Appreciate love you so much in every way, and I thank you for this amazing opportunity. And I know I just sense I'm going to be seeing you before the year's end, so we'll be seeing each other face to face.
Okay, that would be great.
Grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for the shared journey. You are just a precious and awesome being, and all, like I said, this is the time. Everything around you is circling you, is supporting you and christening you to the next level of your being.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank our listeners and our callers who called in. I invite you to, I'm going to place on the website for those who wanted to listen to Turn Your Rut Stories into River Stories, I'm going to put that on the Blog Talk site so that you can link on to Voice America, Voices of Healing show for when that actually aired. Also, I invite you to tune in September, where we haven't announced our first, but for the second Sunday we will have, we'll be honoring, talking to Voices of Recovery for Recovery, National Recovery Month. And so we will have a recovering sex addict and author, A.D. Burke, and a recovering alcoholic and food addict, Mari Selby, to discuss their healing process as part of, as I say, National Recovery Awareness Month. All right. So Thank you all for listening in to another Mind, Body, and Soul Food, and we hope to hear you next time. Peace.
Yeah.